Now, I just activated it. We're live now. So, let me few minutes. Let me share the link so that others can join us.
Hello, ma'am. Am I to read out the profile or we're going to
Yes,
play?
please. Yes, please. We're live already. We're live already. So, please, you may start.
All right. Welcome back to our second section, everyone. We're so glad to have you here. And if you've not clicked on the subscribe button, please do so. I'm privileged to announce to you that our second speaker is around. So before he comes on board, I'm going to read out his profile. Oh. We have the English doctor with us. All right. So here we have his profile. Given his inventiveness, dynamism, and predilection for the deployment of standard written and verbal English for efficacious communication, he is the embodiment of the well-rounded contemporary instructor. Mr. Craig Sahode is an English doctor who devotedly helps people to communicate in English effectually. Intriguingly enough, he is, I beg your pardon, the chief facilitator at Craig's Communications Clinic, a training and tutoring establishment dedicated to delivering, empowering, accelerating, and transforming sessions on effective English communication. The foregoing encapsulates diction, elocution, grammatical accuracy, use of vocabulary, cohesion, and etiquette. Craig has insatiable ardor for proficient English communication. In point of fact, he was meritoriously crowned the best
Oh, we lost her. Okay, she's here.
Sorry about that. So I'll take it from where I stopped. So I said, Craig has insatiable ardor for proficient English communication. In point of fact, he was meritoriously crowned the best student in English phonetic transcription and pronunciation at the National Broadcast Academy, NBA, in 2009, where he also graduated with an upper grade on upper credits, basic, and a distinction intermediate in 2016. Remarkably, also, he has a BSc in sociology and psychology. What's more, Craig is the presenter and pronouncer of the spelling segment of the Continental Kiddies Show broadcast on television Continental TVC. Equally, he is a corporate event master of ceremonies, MC. Additionally, he is a member of Toastmasters International, who has earned a Competent Communicator designation. As an English doctor, he consistently delivers effective English sessions at various Toastmasters meetings. workshops, conferences, organizations, and schools. Tonight, Mr. Craig will be speaking on vocabulary building. I'm so sorry, my power supply has gone up, so if you can't see me, just listen to my voice. All right, Mr. Craig, we have you now. Your time starts now. Thank you so much. Wow, I love your profile. I want to be like you when I grow up.
Good
Mr.
day.
Craig, are you still here?
Kindly
Hello,
confirm to me
sir.
that you hear me loud and clear.
Loud and clear. We can hear you loud and clear.
Right. Right. First of all, I'd like to thank you most graciously for the incredible warmth of your introduction. And that is because they say feedback is the breakfast. They say thank you is recognition of humanity. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Coca Hope or Raptured to be here to share my reflections with you with regard to vocabulary development or vocabulary building, which is one of the fundamental aspects of communicative competence and pragmatic panache. First of all, I'd like to say to you that in a particular village, there lived a man. The man had a brilliant mind. In point of fact, the man had the mind of Albert Einstein, the great physicist. And one day, a brilliant strand of ideas sprang to mind. And you know what? The idea was to build a recreational center in the neighborhood where children can play after school, where children can interact, work after school. But he needed the support of other people who lived on the estates. And during their monthly meeting, he was called upon to share his idea. His idea. But you know what? The idea was in his brain, but he could not have the words to share the idea. And while he was speaking, he was looking skywards. He was looking heavenwards in the hope that words would fall from the sky. This is the essence of vocabulary development when it comes to speaking with unsurpassed or coruscating panache. And what he did was he went back home, he was distraught, he was distressed, he was disturbed. And then he sat and was reflecting on the experience. And suddenly his son came back from school, and it was palpable that he wasn't delighted at all. And the son said, "Oh, Daddy, what's happening?" And then, in the spirit of frustration, he told the son that, "Well, I've got an idea to have a recreational center in the neighborhood where children can interact, can network. But today, I had the golden opportunity to share the idea with other people, but I couldn't find the words to express the idea effectively." In that connection, people did not accept the idea. People did not see the value in the idea. And then what his son did was to give him some tips, some surefire secrets, surefire strategies that can help him to communicate the idea with unrivaled effectiveness. He had to act accordingly, and a few months later, he went back to the meeting and he was able to enunciate his idea eloquently. And guess what? Ladies and gentlemen, his idea was eventually accepted. Here, friends, you have grammatical grammatical accuracy, you've got speaking etiquette, and the like. Vocabulary development is one of them, and it entails the process of expanding your linguistic base of words. That is what vocabulary development, vocabulary building entails. The process of expanding your linguistic. David Wilkins, a British linguist, who mentioned in 1970s that with grammar, little can be conveyed, but is the currency of life. Words are the currency of communication. In this connection, it is categorically true that one can describe one's vocabulary as limited or wide or robust.
Sorry, everyone. I think he is experiencing network glitches. I believe he will join us very soon. He will try to connect with us very soon. Just stay tuned and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have loads and loads of resourceful information for you after this conference. So subscribe so that whenever we are online or we have new learnings for you, you will be automatically informed. You should join us very soon. Please hold on. I believe he's trying to connect with us. We're sorry for that, everyone. I believe he is experiencing network glitches. He should join us very soon. We apologize. Our speaker is experiencing network glitches.
Hello, Miss Bukola, are you here?
Yes, I
Ma'am.
tried calling. Yes, I'm here. I tried talking to him. I think the network is playing a fast one. Yes, I tried calling.
All right.
Yes,
While we're waiting for him, I think you should tell us what it means to speak with panache while we're waiting for him. Because the speakers had their own topics, so want more light on the theme. I think that would do. If you agree with me, welcome back, sir. So sorry about the network.
Right, thank you. Thank you very kindly for giving way. Ladies and gentlemen, it is absolutely critical for you to pay attention to the development of your vocabulary bank. The question is, why do you need to care about the development of your linguistic base of words? One, when you have a wide or robust or expansive vocabulary repository, people's perception of you would increase. Two, when you have a robust or wide vocabulary bank, you would be able to communicate your ideas effectively and succinctly. Three, when your audience discovers that you are at ease with your vocabulary, they'll be mightily impressed with you. Four is that when you speak with wide repertoire of words, people will see you as educated, they'll see you as brilliant. Now, having mentioned all of these, it is paramount or it's of great consequence for you to take cognizance of the fact that there are two types of vocabulary. Two types. You have the receptive vocabulary, what I'd like to call the receptive competence, and the productive vocabulary or your productive competence. And I'm going to explain both of them. Your receptive competence consists of your listening and reading vocabulary. Your receptive competence consists of words that you know, but you don't use them in your communications, but you know these words. This would mean that when someone is speaking to you, and the word is used, or the words are used, you won't be in a fog. You won't be discombobulated. You won't be confused. You would understand that speaker. Or when you are reading a book and then you stumble upon these words, you recognize them contextually, right? In that connection, your receptive vocabulary or your receptive competence is comprised of words that you know, but you don't use them in your sentence structures. The second type of vocabulary which you have to know is the productive vocabulary or the productive competence. And your productive competence consists of or comprise words that you know and you are conscientious enough to weave these words into your sentence structures or into the structure of your sentences. We call these words as formulating your productive competence or productive vocabulary. We use the productive vocabulary for speaking and writing in English. Ladies and gentlemen, I have some secrets to share with you that can help you to turbocharge, that can help you to upscale, that can help you to uplift the quality of your vocabulary bank. Remember, I mentioned that when you have a robust vocabulary base, you'd be able to express your ideas effectively. People's perception of you would increase. You would appear more educated, more intelligent. You'd be able to captivate your audience. These are the reasons why you have to pay attention to your vocabulary. And I mentioned them early on. I'm going to share strategies that you can adopt to expand your vocabulary bank. The first strategy I'd like to share with you is you have to develop the habit of reading voraciously. Put differently, you have to develop the habit of reading gluttonously. In books, you have words used in diverse contexts. Someone said a smattering of days ago, funnily enough, that words can be found in a library or in libraries. You have to develop the habit of reading. Now, my recommendation is don't just read. Of course, reading would improve your intelligence. Reading would increase the cognitive functions of your brain. Reading would make your brain healthy, would give your brain power. More than that, read with something called word consciousness. That is where the power is. Read with the awareness of words. When you read with the awareness of words, you read with two reasons. First, to instruct and inform your mind with knowledge. And number two, to develop your vocabulary repository. Pay attention to words when you read books. Read well-structured articles. Read editorials. Read magazines. Read newspapers. This will develop your vocabulary bank. And make sure that when you're reading, you underline unconventional words, words that are alien to your vocabulary bank, words that you are unfamiliar with. Underline them, and then later on, make it a point of duty to look up these words in a standard monolingual dictionary. And I recommend these dictionaries for you. Get a thesaurus. You can use an Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary. You can use the Longman Advanced Dictionary of Contemporary English. That's my favorite dictionary. It is the most descriptive dictionary in my humble estimation. You can have something like that in your bookshelf. All of these books would help you to turbocharge the quality of your vocabulary repertoire. Ladies and gentlemen, here is something else I'd like you to bear in mind. When you look up a word in a dictionary, don't just look at the meaning of the word. Pay attention to sample sentences or example sentences. Pay attention to the grammar of the word. Is it a verb? Is it an adjective? Is it an adverb? Is it a noun? If it's a noun, is it countable? Is it uncountable? Can you pluralize it? For instance, potential, it's uncountable. You cannot say potentials. Look at the word equipment. It's uncountable. You cannot say equipments. Look at the word furniture. It's uncountable. You cannot say furnitures. Pay attention to the grammar of words. Look at the word embodiment. It cannot accept the indefinite article "an" as a precursor. In this connection, it will be ungrammatical, or it will be grammatically grotesque for you to say, oh, someone is an embodiment of competence. The word embodiment, epitome, quintessence can only accept a definite article "the" as a precursor. Pay attention to the grammar of words, ladies and gentlemen. Now, here is something else you have to take cognizance of. Learn a new word every day. On this score, I'd recommend that you adopt the Kaizen approach. Do you know what the Kaizen approach is about? Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you. The Kaizen is a Japanese philosophy of continuous learning and never-ending improvement. Of learning a new word every day. Imagine if you add one word every day to your vocabulary, you would have added 365 additional tools of expression to your repertoire, to your repository. And that would increase your pragmatic panache and communicative competence. 365 within a year. Ladies and gentlemen, I would recommend that you pay attention, scrupulous attention, to learning a new word every day. And when it comes to learning a new word every day, my recommendation is learn descriptive words, words that you would need to describe things, describe your emotion. Those are the words that you have to learn, because you are constantly describing. Remember, the purpose of vocabulary development is not for you to communicate and discombobulate people. It's for you to communicate effectively and connect with people. And that is one of the fundamental misconceptions of vocabulary building. Oh, why do I need to have an expansive vocabulary? After all, it's just about to communicate. This is a fundamental misconception. Learn descriptive words. Descriptive words would help you to increase your vocabulary bank. And let me give you some examples of descriptive words. For instance, the word enthralling, the word exhilarating, the word enchanting, the word furious. These are descriptive words. I'm terribly sorry that my light is weak now, but I'll keep on speaking. Those are descriptive words. You have to pay attention to descriptive words. They would help you to communicate more effectively as a speaker or writer. The other point I'd like to make is familiarize yourself with non-gradable adjectives. There are two types of adjectives. You have the gradable adjectives, and then you have the non-gradable adjectives. Non-gradable adjectives cannot be measured. They cannot be graded. And with non-gradable adjectives, you would be able to reduce your reliance on lazy, common, and bland intensifiers such as very, so. These intensifiers are lazy, they are bland, they are common, they are ubiquitous. That is what non-gradable adjectives can do for you. They make you to be more expressive, and they would make you to sound more effective as a communicator. For example, rather than say someone is very intelligent, why not say brilliant? Rather than say something is very important, why not say crucial, vital? Rather than say something is very bad, why not say atrocious, awful, terrible, horrible? Rather than say something is very nice, why not say lovely? Rather than say something is surprising, why not say astonishing, gobsmacking, outstanding, thunderstriking? Rather than say that something is very good, why not say excellent, splendid, splendiferous, superb, sterling? These are words that I'd recommend you use in your everyday communications to make you sound and appear more powerful as a speaker or as a communicator in a general sense. And here is something absolutely crucial about non-gradable adjectives. They don't accept very, so as precursors. In that connection, it would be ungrammatical for me to say something is very brilliant, something is very fantastic. What should I say? Absolutely fantastic, completely fantastic, totally fantastic. The only word, the only adverb that can collocate with gradable and non-gradable adjectives is really. Something can be really good and something can be really splendid. But it would be incorrect for me to say something is very splendid. That's incorrect. Very fantastic, incorrect. In summary, here are the adverbs, I crave your pardon, that you could use to intensify the quality of non-gradable adjectives. 1, totally. 2, completely. 3, absolutely. And then you can say really. These adverbs would stand you in good stead, always and in all ways. The next point I'd like to make is examine words thoroughly before you use them. More often than not, we misapply words. For example, the word ramification enters the vocabulary of English in 1578 during the era of William Shakespeare. But guess what? Ramification is misapplied in our everyday language. We say, oh, may God bless you in all ramifications. May you achieve excellence in all ramifications. This is ungrammatical. Ramification simply means complication, consequence, repercussion. You should say, I would love you to achieve excellence on all fronts or in all dimensions. Pay attention to words. Besides, pay attention to word families. There are, according to statistics, 100,000 word families in the semantic field of the English tongue. Do not learn words in isolation. For example, let's look at the word beautiful. It's an adjective. When you look at the dictionary, do not pay attention to only beautiful. How about beautify? How about beauty? How about beauteous? How about buttes? These are the cousins, the nephews of the word beautiful. We call them derivatives in vocabulary development. Awesome. How about awesomely? Interesting. How about interest? Interestingly. Astonishing. How about astonishment? Astonishingly. Bewilder. Bewilderment. Bewilderingly. Excellent. Excellently. Excellence. Pay attention to words and their cousins. They are called derivatives. They will stand you in good stead. The next thing I'd like to share with you is have a journal. Have a journal. Have a book where you write new words down. Have a journal. That's the beginning. Have a journal. I have something like this. It's mine here. Have a journal where you write words, put them in sentences. Review them every day. Review them every day. You must have a journal. That is the beginning of the journey. Have a journal or have a notebook where you store words that you come across when you are reading books or when you are listening to eloquent speakers. And I'd like to recommend John Bercow to you. John Bercow was the Speaker of the British House of Commons for about 10 years. And you can listen to Professor Simon Sharma. These people use words with coruscating panache, with unbridled resonance, and with matchless elegance. Bridget?
Yes, sir. Please, I'd like you to the name of John Bercow.
Bercow is B-E-R-C-O-W. Bercow is B-E-R. I am dark already, but I hope that all of you can hear me. Bercow is B-E-R.
Can hear you, sir.
Bercow is B-E-R-C-O-W. John Bercow or
Thanks, sir. Precious.
The last tip I'd like to share with you is when you learn a new word, you must use the word. Vocabulary building is vocabulary using. If you learn a new word and don't use it, not your intellectual property yet. You must use new words. According to the American Department of Education, if you use the word 7 times, the word will become second nature. A gentleman named War mentions that we forget words the way we forget names. We forget words the way we forget names. In that connection, your vocabulary needs constant fertilizing. What does that mean? Use new words that you learn. Say them aloud. Use them when chatting. WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, use them. Create sentences with them. Use them in your discussions, in your conversations. Have a debate with a friend. Use these words. When you use them, when you use these words will come to you naturally when you need to use them to communicate your ideas. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all very kindly for your attention thus far. I would stay for a few minutes to take a few questions from you before I log out. Over to you, our moderator.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time. It's time for questions, and if you have any questions, please drop.
It's question and answer session. Please, if you have any question, kindly send them in. It's the Q&A session. Please send in your questions. Please send in your questions. If you have any question on vocabulary building, which is the topic, please send in your questions. Kafilat Adela Kundi, have any question? If you're watching us, please send in your questions. Ekaite Upong, please send in your question. Fola Olaide, Teddy King, please send in your questions.
All right, we have a question from Khalifat Adeli Lekon. Talking about vocabulary building, are there specific dictionaries you could recommend?
Well, to
Mr.
develop
Craig,
your vocabulary.
are you still here? There's a question
I'm
for
here
you,
and I can
sir.
hear you. Well, I'd recommend the Longman Advanced Dictionary of Contemporary English. I'd recommend Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary. I'd recommend you purchase a thesaurus. Those are the dictionaries I'd recommend. Cambridge is equally splendid. Cambridge.
Thank you so much, sir. While we're waiting for more questions, can you please give us your social media handles and your offer?
Facebook, Craig
Mr. Craig.
Facebook, Craig Esokwode. Craig O Esokwode. Facebook. Instagram, Craig's Communications Clinic. Offer, well, we consult for schools, we consult for organizations, we do one-to-one trainings for children, we do one-to-one trainings for adults as well. We organize spelling competitions or spelling bees.
Thank you, sir. All right, another question. Apart from reading, what other ways can one improve on his vocabulary building?
Listening to eloquent speakers. Listening. Apart from reading, you can listen to eloquent speakers, and I recommended two early on. John Burkle and Professor Simon Sharma. They use words entertainingly, enchantingly, and enthrallingly. Listen.
Thank you so much, sir. Any more questions? You can follow Mr. Craig on Facebook, Craig Esahode, and on Instagram, Craig Communications Clinic. More questions, more questions. Mr. Craig is ready to answer them. He's ready to treat your English problem, your English sickness. He's the doctor, the English doctor that wants to treat your English sickness and diseases. So more questions. Let's get the questions rolling in. More questions. More questions. More questions.
One other thing I like to say in the absence of questions is that we must shun overused expressions, overused words. There are more than 2,000 synonyms for the words amazing and awesome. Why why describe everything as amazing, as awesome, 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 amazing? Why not say enthralling, fantabulous, splendid, splendiferous, enchanting, brilliant, superb, sterling? Abolish all of these overused words from your vocabulary. They won't stand you out. Why fit in when you were born to stand out? Stand out, ladies and gentlemen.
Craig, are you
All
still
right,
here?
thank you. It appears there are no more questions.
Mr. Craig, are you still
Here are
here?
my last words for you, ladies and gentlemen. It was Bruce Lee, the American martial arts artist, who mentioned that knowing is not enough. You must apply. Willing is not enough. You must do. Thank you all very kindly for your attention. Have a jolly, marvelous evening, everyone.
That was sensational. That was enthralling. And that was enchanting as well. Thanks so graciously for the sensational session. And I learned lots of new words. And I also learned I am guilty of using those words as awesome and amazing. I use them a lot. So I know better now that okay, I should do away from I should do away from those words and use other words that are not well used. Thanks so graciously, sir. Okay, to the moderator.
Thank you so much, Mr. Craig, for a wonderful session. So, you've heard, guys. Don't avoid, shun overused words. Learn new words, read, listen, and keep building. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. All right, we have 8 minutes more. In the absence of questions, I'd like to remind us to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also remember to follow Mr. Craig. Vayner rightly mentioned that you need to follow other people to get better. So follow Mr. Craig on Instagram at Craig's Communications Clinic, and on Facebook, Craig HURRAY. And don't forget to look out for those persons he mentioned. Listen to them and keep building. Miss Bukola, any last words before we sign out? Miss Bukola.
Okay, my
And
last word to our audience is thanks so graciously for making this happen. Without your presence, this would not have been happening right now. So we appreciate you. We appreciate your time. And we look forward to having you here tomorrow. Thanks so graciously. And to the English doctor, you are well appreciated, sir. Thank you. Excuse me, he is a mentor, a senior colleague, and a support system for me. Thank you so very much. Okay, we have a question.
to due to some things beyond her control, she couldn't be here. But I think Miss Bukola will fix that. Miss Bukola, are we having Miss Abimbola again? Miss Bukola.
Okay, not tonight. That's I have not been able to reach out to her. I will do that once we are done. But that won't be tonight. We'll look at what other day we can do that. But of course, watch out for her.
I know we are having Mrs. Jessica tomorrow by 3 p.m., right?
Yes, please. She will take the
Mrs.
first session
Jessica
at
for
3
3 p.m.
p.m. Then we have another session for 5 p.m. Then the last session for 7 p.m.
Yes, you don't want to miss that. We thank you for staying with us from day one of this conference. We also thank you for your patience. Thank you for your understanding. Thank you for today. Thank you for staying through with us also today. And tomorrow we have okay, we're told not to use amazing, okay? We have three superb speakers tomorrow, so you don't want to miss it. Keep a date with us. Remember, the first section is by 3 p.m., the second section for 4 p.m., and we'll have the last session. So thank you so graciously for staying with us. I hope you got value. I hope you put everything you've learned today to practice. Till we come your way tomorrow, do have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much for registering, for your time, for everything. We say thank you. I remain your moderator, Bensika Ibinabo. Thank you so graciously. Do have a wonderful night rest.